Yeah, welcome to the webinar. This webinar is titled "The Three Key Findings for Building and Renters Owners and Managers to Increase Revenue by $10 million per month." And it's based on 3 months of research that I did with 72 Aussie building and renovation professionals. And in the webinar, I'm going to give you guys hard facts and hard qualitative data that I've gathered from all my conversations over the 3 months. But first of all, I'll just give you a quick rundown of who I am. So in 2006, I started a snow cone stand business after finishing high school, and then in 2003, I donated $100,000 cash back to sports clubs and schools from my business. So every sports event and school event I went to with my snow cone stand, I was donating 50 cents from every snow cone I was selling back to the clubs and schools. And then I slowly built the business up over the years, and now we have a small commercial premises on Brisbane North Side, where we run 20 snow cone stands, and also 5 or 6 fairy floss stands as well. And so that's what I was doing up to 2000. And then these are just some articles that I've been featured in back in 2013 when we donated that $100,000 to clubs and schools. And then in 2014, I enrolled in a 6-month intensive entrepreneurship course because I wanted to learn more about business, learn more about entrepreneurship. And in the course, my challenge was this: I had to pick a market. And so I picked the builders and renovators. And then I had to speak to CEOs and owners in the industry. And the reason for doing that was to uncover the biggest challenges businesses were facing within the industry. And then my goal was to come up with a solution to a real need in the market based on my conversations. So 3 months of research, and I reached out to 196 builders and renovators, and I had 72 phone calls with people in the industry, and all the phone calls were 90% or more were between 30 minutes to an hour. So long conversations about exactly what the challenges were that people were facing in the industry, and what people thought the solutions were to those challenges and what would come out of that. And so here are just 7 of the big builders that I spoke to. So 7 of the builders that are in the top 20 largest in Australia. So I spoke to Bert Dennis, the chairman at Dennis Family Homes, Jay Walder, the general manager at JWH Group, David Simons, the managing director at Summit Homes Group, Darren Wallace, the CEO at GJ Gardner Homes, Michael Hickenbotham, the managing director at the Hickenbotham Group, Bill McDonald, the director at McDonald Jones Homes, and also Dale Alcock, the managing director of the ABN Group. And so I spoke to all those guys, and I also spoke to 65 specialty builders and renovators. So luxury home builders, custom home builders, energy efficient bathroom and kitchen renovators. And here's a list of everyone I spoke to. And if you're one of the people on the list and you're watching the webinar today, I just want to say thank you for giving me your time when I spoke with you last year, at the end of last year. I really appreciate the time you're able to give me to ask you some questions about your business. And so I'll go into now my 3 key findings. And so the first one, the first challenge, major challenge that was common across everyone in the industry was increased regulation year after year by local governments and councils in the Australian building and renovation industry, which leads to long lead times on projects, often several months, and an increased cost of doing business. So over 90% of people mentioned this challenge to me. And one quote I have here just from Bert Dennis at Dennis Family Homes, which I thought was great, that really encapsulated the whole challenge, was he said, "I've been writing articles for the industry for 55 years and have given up on fixing regulation. The building industry is the most highly regulated industry, possibly more so than the airline industry. Regulation has increased 100-fold since I started in the industry in 1960. And he said a town planning permit used to be just 1 page. Now it's 30 to 40 pages. And so the solution that I asked people what they thought the solution was to this. And so the solution is to keep a full sales pipeline. And so here are some quotes that I had. This is from Grant Dennis, Bert Sun, the executive chairman at Dennis Family Homes, he said, the only solution is to have a full pipeline of work. So you have a number of projects in the consultation and quoting stage, while others are held up in the planning stage and others are in the construction stage. And Helen Pappas, the sales and marketing manager at Alan Shepherd Constructions, she said the only way to get around this is to keep our lead funnel full, so projects on the go are consistent. And so challenge number 2 that I came across, finding number 2, is with the evolution of the internet and technology, customers have become much more savvy, shopping around a lot more on the internet before making a purchasing decision. And so the owner here at Rustic Touch, Deborah Turner, she said our biggest challenge is educating people on our offering of sustainable homes that last hundreds of years compared to cheaper project homes that only last 20 years. And Ray Kershaw, the director at Mondo Exclusive Homes, he said one of our biggest challenges is competing against project builders. Even though we are different, a lot of customers still compare between us because with technology, it's easy for the client to shop around. And the business development manager at Zorzi Builders, he said along with changes in materials, i.e. the industry moving from double brick to timber, brick veneer, sandwich panels and pods that require less trade labour, and the quality of trades diminishing because people want their kids to get an office job. One major change in the industry is technology. He said we're currently rebuilding our website to address this and implementing a more strategic approach to SEO. And then Robert Moerman at Cape Cod, Australia, the managing director there, he said the biggest marketing challenge is nurturing people through a process. It can be 6 to 9 months before it gets to the build stage. And so the solution for this was to use new digital marketing strategies like email marketing to build genuine relationships based on credibility and trust to stay top of mind. And so here are just some quotes that I have from people for this particular solution. So this is Andrew Crawshaw, director at Smarter Bathrooms. He said, to reach our growth goal of 15% per annum, all we do is run Google AdWords, have a free renovation guide opt-in and booking consultation form on our website. We generate 200 to 300 email leads from our website each month, and of those we speak to about 100 per month about their project. Email direct marketing works best for us. We have a system and send 1 to 2 emails to our list per month to keep our business top of mind with leads and customers. And then Paul Razou at the general manager at Mega Homes, he said this year we had 30 to 40% growth, and my goal is to reach that level of growth again next year. We've suspended printed media because ROI kept dropping year after year, and now invest heavily in digital media and email marketing. And David Simons, the managing director at Summit Homes Group, he said one big challenge we have is digital marketing. We have internal and external people who work on it, but we need to spend more money on it. We have social media and blogs, but metrics aren't getting measured. Things are always changing, and we want to be doing more than just engaging with people. We want customers speaking to sales professionals. And so the last finding I came up with and the last challenge was that the building and renovation industry is highly competitive, making it extremely difficult to maintain profit margins. So this was another really big one. And so the managing director, Cliff Hall at Horbury Homes, he said our biggest marketing challenge is price competition. Grant Hartwig, the owner at Milestyle Homes, he said our biggest challenge is other builders copying our design plans and undercutting our price by $5,000 to $10,000. And the owner at Alaro Homes, Troy Cavallaro, he said my biggest challenge is trying to sell quality. And so the solution for this particular challenge was to position your business as the industry expert in your niche within the building industry. And here are some examples. This was Rebecca Duffin, the co-owner at Sublime Architectural Interiors. And she said our website has 25,000 hits per month. We have achieved this using an industry expert angle, positioning Kim Duffin, my husband, as the expert. We advertise in key magazines. People looking to renovate will buy a magazine and then go online to our website, which I thought that was amazing because 25,000 hits per month on a website is really good. And so Peter Handyberg, the director at PMH Building Company, he said, I've been in the industry for 24 years. I want to be seen as a prestige custom builder. I don't want tie kickers. My website is the icebreaker, so I'm fine-tuning my systems right now to make it simple, user-friendly, and collect more leads. And the general manager at JWH Group, Jay Welder, he said, our business continues to grow because we stay relevant to trends, keep our minds open to what needs to be done, and ensure that we remain adaptable. And so what I wanted to show you guys now is how you can keep a full sales pipeline, how you can use new digital marketing strategies like email marketing to build genuine relationships based on credibility and trust to stay top of mind, and also how you can position your business as an industry expert in your niche within the building industry. I'm going to give you the step-by-step on how you can do that. And so I'm going to do that through a case study. And so Lachlan at Ovens and King Builders has been nice enough to let me use his business as an example of how you could use this system on your website to implement these three things. And so what I'm going to do in the case study is I'm going to show you how Ovens and King Builders can increase sales by $3 million per year. And the case study is based on the website having 500 website visitors per month. And I'll show you why that is at the very end. And so, yeah, I'll just go straight into the case study now. And so fact number one, first of all, is that 98% of your visitors show up, do nothing, and then leave. So these are your website visitors. And the most frustrating part is you have no idea why or how to fix it. And so I didn't just make this up. This has been based on research by Forrester Research. And I put a link there at the bottom to the source where I found this. And so Forrester find that, yeah, only 2% of people actually take the desired action that you want them to take on the website. And so let's just say at the top of this slide, you can see these are the different marketing channels you might be using in your business. You may be using just one, or you may be using a number of these. So you may be doing SEO, you may be running TV or radio ads. You may have display homes and display home brochures that you hand out to people at those display homes. And you may also be doing Google AdWords and have your blog. And I'm guessing pretty much everyone here on this webinar has referrals, because that's one of the big things that people told me is really successful for builders is referrals. But the one thing all these sources have in common is people from these sources all come back to your website. And when they come to your website, based on the research, only 2% of those people from all that marketing money you're spending on those marketing channels are actually converting into people who either call you. So they either call that number there on the top right-hand corner, or they click through to your contact page and they click through and contact you to get a quote or just to reach out about your business and their project. So what I want to do is show you what you can do to be better than average, so better than that 2%. And so what you can do is you can have a lead magnet, and this is an example from Remax. So Remax is a global real estate company, and if it works for them, I can guarantee this will work for you guys, because they're selling houses to people in their real estate firm, and you guys are doing the same thing in your building and renovation businesses, selling projects to people that you build yourself. So offering a professionally designed guide your target market wants in exchange for an email address. That's what the goal is here with the lead magnet. And so I've put together 3 types of lead magnets that are proven to be really successful. The first one, my favorite one, is a consumer buying guide. And so an example of this, I've put 3 examples here for Ovens and King Builders for their particular niche. So the headline here I'd use is the top 7 questions you must have answered before choosing an energy efficient home builder. Or you could have a building report. An example might be for the headline, free report reveals the top 5 building tips you must know before building your second or third home. And then hint, other builders don't want you to know about these. Or you could have a building checklist. And so something like the 5-step energy efficient building checklist to get 95% to 100% energy efficiency out of your new home build. Hit, my wife loves step number 3. So the headline's all about good copywriting and enticing people to enter their email address and get that download of the lead magnet that gives people value, and also then makes them your lead so you can follow up with them. And you could use these examples in your own business depending on what your particular niche is, and adapt them for your particular scenario. And so now I'm going to show you what you do And so what you do is you just put it on your website pretty much. And so this is an example of how I do it when I put it on a website. I put a little, just a little non-evasive little widget on the bottom right-hand corner of the site there. And that's what it looks like. And so you just add a lead magnet opt-in widget on your website to increase lead opt-ins. And then people can click on that, open it up, and they can enter their email. Why should the lead magnet show up at the top of every page? And so it's important that it's at the top, and because there's been research done by the Nielsen Norman Group, and what they found was that web users spend 80% of their time looking at information above the page fold. Although users do scroll, they allocate only 20% of their attention below the fold. So what that means is that of all the marketing channels you're using and all the things you're doing in the business for marketing, people will come to your website, 2% will convert by either calling or going to your contact page. And only 80% of people only look in this top section here of the website. So they only look at that section. And so this is what it looks like. I took a screenshot from my screen here of me bringing up the Ovens and King Builders website. And I took a screenshot of this is what the above the fold section of so 80% of people come to a website and they only look at that that section. And the other 20% will scroll and read other things. And so what I wanted to show you was how to double the leads you can get using the lead magnet. Because not many people realize this, but what I did was I did some searches on Google. So I searched for Earth Wall Repair Wangaratta, and then Lachlan Services page came up, and then I did a search for HIA Home Builders Wangaratta, and the news and media page of Ovens and King Builders came up, and then I did a search for Solar Home Wangaratta, and the featured projects page came up. And I did also a search for Lockyer Victoria Builder. So just say, for example, someone was a referral, one of your friends told you about your service, and then they knew your name and the area you're in, and they just typed in your name. And for this particular example, it came up with the About page for Ovens and King Builders. And so what I wanted to just show you here was that not everyone's just going to search for, say, Builder Wangaratta. They're going to be searching for different things based on their needs. And so what you need to make sure you do is you make sure you put the lead magnet, make sure it's on every single page, and make sure it's on the above the fold section of every single page of your website. And so this is what it looks like if I implemented it on something like the Ovens and King Builders website. This is exactly what it would look like. And so you have 2% people who are converting, who are either calling or contacting you. But then once you have the lead magnet set up and you have that on all your pages and on the above the fold section, you can expect to have anywhere between 1% to 10% of people who come to the website entering their email address there to get that guide because it's specifically related to what they're looking for. And so now you just got a new lead, but where did it come from? That's what you want to know after that. So once you've actually got that lead, where does it come from? And so the question I wanted to ask you guys was, how are you tracking the effectiveness of your marketing? So this is a question I asked to a few people on some of the calls I had, and I found that 99% of people in the industry aren't tracking it at all. And then they're most likely losing money on bad marketing because of it. Because if you don't track the marketing and you don't know how many people actually come from your SEO versus, say, for example, something like Facebook, then you don't know which channel you should be investing more money in to get more customers. So what I want to show you, there are two things you can do here to track it. So let's just say, for example, you want to track your leads from your offline marketing. So if you're doing anything like TV ads, radio ads, or display home brochures, what you need to do in that situation is once people fill out their email address to download the lead magnet, you need to just redirect them to a page similar to this. So it'll just be something like, before we send your energy efficient home building guide, we just need you to answer this one question. It'll just be, where did you first see us? And so you'll have the options there of all the different marketing channels you're using for your business. So that might be Google, AdWords, Channel 9 TV, ABC Radio, Builder Magazine, HIA Awards website. Those options, and then people just click on one and hit submit, and then they get that access to the energy efficient home building guide that you've created. And if you're not doing offline advertising, if you just want to measure what you're doing online, then what you can do is you can do it how Amazon does it. And you don't really need to know the technical details of this, but I just wanted to let you guys know that this is possible and how it can work. So let's just say, for example, you have website visitors coming to the website, and then you have that lead magnet there on the bottom right-hand corner of your site. So when people come to your website, they're going to be searching for all different types of things in Google. So for example, on this page, I've put how to build an energy efficient home in Victoria. And what you want to do, you want to be able to track, you want to know exactly what people search for to find your website. And so how you do that is you use something called a UTM code. And so this is getting pretty technical, but all it is you're adding like a little code on the end of the URL. And then by having that code on the end of the URL, you can track the exact keywords someone searched for in Google to find you. And you can also know exactly where they came from. So if they came from Facebook and they click straight through your website, you'll know that they came from Facebook. Or if they were looking on the HIA Awards website, they came across a link to your website and they clicked on the HIA Awards website to get to your website, you'll know that they came from there. And so then you'll be able to know the exact channels they're coming from. And the way you do that is, you just add that UTM code onto the end of the URL that links to that lead magnet opt-in form on the bottom on your website. And then what you'll have this information. So if you're doing online, so you're doing things like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, or you're just doing SEO, and then you maybe have some links on the HIA Awards website or MBA website where you've won awards, you'll be able to measure exactly how many people are coming from your SEO will come from the HIA Awards website and how many people come from the MBA website. And you'll also know exactly what people search for in Google to find you. And so you'll have a real simple report then you can go away with, and you can then spend more money on the channels that are working better for you and decrease spending on those other areas. So once you've set up the lead magnet, you've got a hot new lead and you've tracked exactly where it came from. Now what do you do? So now what you do is you put people into our system. So this is an example, and I did 3 emails here of an example. And what you'll do is you'll have 10 emails that go out every 3 days, so every 3rd day, and they'll go out for 1 month. So the person's entered their email, they've got the lead magnet, and now they come onto this email drip system. And the type of email content you want to send to people at this initial stage is educational content. And so the goal here is to give away super valuable information, build credibility, build trust, and stay top of mind while the client is in the research stage. And the ultimate goal here is for you to either get a sales appointment with the prospect or to be able to give them a quote, them contacting you for a quote. So these are just 3 examples. I had like 5 building hazards to look out for when building your next home, 9 steps to building your dream home, and the ultimate build your own home checklist. So that could be 3 of the first emails in this particular sequence. And then what we put in each email, this is an example of an email. So let's just say this is the first email that goes out. The subject line says the Smith family's new waterfront home. And it just says, hey, Ben, recently we've been working with the Smith family in Wangaratta to build their new 2-story waterfront home. Here's what Mrs. Smith had to say after the design plans came through from council last week. I couldn't be more happy with the design of our new home. Lachlan held our hand through every step of the process and listened to exactly what we wanted for our new home. And then there's a link that says, click here if you would like to book a time with Lachlan to discuss your new home. The Smith family's newly designed home includes a state-of-the-art scullery and boot room that can be accessed by the garage so the house doesn't get dirty and the kids can wash off. And so what we do is we have statistics in each of the emails in Email Drip System 1 that sends people to a dedicated landing page to book a sales consultation with you. So let's just say, for example, someone clicks on this link. This is the page that they'd go to. So you'd have a dedicated landing page set up. And so it might say something like free energy efficient home building consultation, book a time. And then it'll just say, click the button below and Lachlan, the owner at Ovens and King Builders, will give you a call to discuss your home building needs. And so what happens is people fill out the form and then we track which emails are the most successful at generating the most sales leads. So then we can improve the email drip system. So we know which emails in the actual sequence are the most successful, and then we can do more of that. So that's how that works. And then you have then you've accomplished your goal of getting a sales consultation with the customer, without you having to do anything, because it's all automated. You've set up the lead magnet, you set up the email drip system. So at this stage, you've got a sales consultation. You haven't had to do anything up to this stage. But the problem is that when I've been speaking to builders, is that what I've found is that 10% of people will usually want to go ahead with the project at that stage after the initial sales consultation. But 90% of people will say, I need time to think about it. So I guess that's the biggest objection that you guys probably is you spending that time to do a quote or to sit down with someone and do a sales consultation. Then 90% of people going away and saying they need time to think about it. So what we do after that is we have email drip system number 2. And this one's a bit different. This one has 12 emails, and it has one email going out every week. And one goes out every week for 3 months. And the type of email content in this email drip system is different. It's case studies and testimonials. And the goal here of this email drip system is to provide social proof, build more credibility, build more trust, and to stay top of mind while the client is in the evaluation stage. And the ultimate goal here with this one is to get a new customer. And so 3 examples I have of emails that can be used in this particular email drip system is a subject line like how the Jones family built their new custom home in 3 months. If you build it, they will come, my family anyway. And Mary's new home was on Channel 7 News. So you can see I've put like headlines there that are related to case studies and testimonials to nurture those people who you've had a sales consultation with them, but they don't want to go ahead just yet. So you're sending them case studies and testimonials so that when they are ready and at that stage to buy, you're staying top of mind. You're still credible and trustworthy with them, and you'll be the first one that they contact. And so then you've accomplished your goal, right? You've got a new customer. The person's contacted you from the second email drip system, and then now they're your new customer. And so I won't go on this slide, but this is just how the marketing funnel looks like for a typical builder. At the top, you're doing all your different marketing activities, and you'll either be doing that yourself in-house, or you'll be using an ad agency for some of those things, or you might be doing a mix of both. Some you're doing yourself, and some you're using an ad agency for. And then what happens is that those from your marketing activities, you'll have new website visits. They'll go to your website, 2% will call or email you, and then those people will go into your CRM system, whatever CRM system you're using in your business. And then you'll have you'll call them up, and then if it's a good fit, you'll have a sales consultation with the person, and then they'll become your new customer. And so this is the typical process at the moment that I see most builders and renovators in the industry using. So people will come to your website, and then you'll have a sales call with them. If it's a good fit, you'll have a sales consultation, and then they'll become a new customer. But the problem is that there's no real, you're not building any credibility or trust throughout the whole process. And it's easy for people to just go away and look for someone else. And so this is the process, how it works afterwards. If you implement this on the website, what you have is visitors coming to the site. 2% are still going to be calling or emailing based on the statistics. But then you'll have 1 to 10% who are downloading your lead magnet. And so then for our particular case study, they'll go onto the Ovens and King Builders email list. And then they'll go on to email drip system 1. And then that'll send people through to the booking page. Then you'll have a sales consultation set up. And then after the sales consultation, those people who don't go ahead will get put on the email drip system 2 to become your new customer. And so what I to the actual consumer decision buying process. And so I took this particular image from the McKinsey consumer decision journey. And so McKinsey did research in 3 major countries across 5 major consumer industries with 20,000 people. And what they found was that consumers are more empowered. They actively research their options online. And this exactly related to the challenge that I found, challenge number 2. So a major challenge builders told me that they have in today's market was this exact one. And then what they also found was that the marketing activities need to align with how consumers research and buy products. So what I just wanted to show you was how this whole process that I've described ties back into this the McKinsey consumer decision journey. So at the first stage, you have initial consideration, where people are first considering which builders and renovators they want to build with. And so at this first stage, you want to try and make people aware of your brand. And at this stage, what McKinsey found was that people consider it just a small set of brands. And so what you're doing here in this initial stage is things like SEO, Facebook, TV ads. You're winning awards with HIA, and those people are finding you on the HIA Awards website. So you're making people aware of the brand. And so everyone at the moment is doing that in industry. Some people are doing it better than others. And then after that, people get to the active evaluation stage. And a really interesting finding that McKinsey found in this particular study was that in the evaluation stage, when people are evaluating who to buy with, the brands that people consider actually increase. So you have more competition you're going up against at this particular stage. And so the problem that I see here with builders and renovators is that people just don't provide the right facts here. They don't provide helpful information and testimonials that the customer is looking for. So to solve that, that's why we have the lead magnet, the email drip system 1 and email drip system 2, so that when people are in that active evaluation stage and they're doing information gathering, you're sending them regular emails that are helpful and valuable to them and giving them value, so that when it comes time for the moment of purchase, they'll be ready to buy with you. And it's a really interesting video. If you want to take a look at it, I've put the link there to this particular image, and also the explanation around this whole the whole concept of the consumer decision journey. So the benefits of implementing this system in your business will be that you'll be different from your competitors. You'll build a permission-based asset. So you'll have an email list where people are allowing you to email them and send them information. And then you'll be building credibility and authority throughout the whole process. And you'll also get pre-qualified customers contacting you who already know the value of your service, which can be really valuable. Because a lot of people have said that they're having to compete with project home builders and things like that. But by giving people regular information on exactly how you work and testimonials, you'll be pre-qualifying those customers and letting them know the value that you guys provide. So what I wanted to give you guys was the return on investment you can expect from actually implementing this. So I want to give you guys some real numbers you can work with, so you can see how this actually ties back to the money you can make in your business. Because there's no point just investing in something and doing something if it's not going to contribute to the bottom line. So in this example, I've got, let's just say, for example, there's 500 website visitors per month going to the Ovens and King Builders website. Now, if we have a 2% conversion rate, so I'm just using a conservative number here of 2%. So 2% of the people who come to the website, they actually click on that little lead magnet opt-in, and then they enter their email address. And so then from that, you have 10 email leads per month. So you've got 500 website visitors, 2% enter their email, which means you have 10 email leads, which is just a really small amount, right? And so 10 email leads, then go into email drip system number 1, and then you have a conversion rate of 20%. So 20% of the people who are actually interested in that energy efficient home building guide actually end up clicking on the link inside one of the emails and contacting you for a sales consultation. So that means if you have 20% of those 10 email leads, that means you'll have 2 sales leads per month. So just 2 sales leads per month. And those leads to the email drip system number 2 to try and convert those people with case studies and testimonials into becoming your new customer. And so the conversion rate that I have here is 25%. And so that this number here is, it's not just a number I made up. I actually asked people on the calls I was doing, like, what's your conversion rate from a sales call to an actual sale? And a lot of people told me it is around 1 to 4, 1 in 4. So if that, in this particular scenario, you'll have 0.5 customers per month. So obviously that's not even a customer, right? But if you multiply that out over the whole year, so 0.5 times 12 months in a year, that means you'll have 6 new customers per year. And so I've just made up some numbers here for sales price and profit margin. So if you have an average sale price of $500,000 and the profit margin on that is 10%, so the actual money that you make on the build is 10%, that means your profit per project will be $50,000. And what this means is that you'll have $300,000 new profit per year. So if you've got 6 new customers per year and the sale price is $500,000, that's $3 million revenue that you're adding to your business. And if the profit margin on that is 10%, you'll be making $300,000 profit per year. And I'm using really conservative numbers here because a lot of people have told me that profit margins are actually more around the 20% mark. And the average sale price is going to depend on your actual situation and what type of homes you're building, whether you're a luxury home builder or you do project homes or energy efficient homes. It's going to depend on your price point in your business. And if you're doing building or renovation projects, you may be anywhere from, say, 20 to 60,000. So what I wanted to do now, the title of this webinar presentation was how you can make $10 million per month with this system. So I wanted to actually show you how you can do that. So the way you do that is really by influencing the website visitors number. So the number of website visitors that are going to your website every month. And the way you do that is by having really great marketing, right? So the different marketing channels that you're using. So things like SEO, things like Google AdWords. If you're doing any TV or radio ads, the more effective your marketing is, you're going to have more people coming to your website. So if you're doing a high level of marketing in your business and you're a bigger builder, you could have 20,000 website visitors per month coming to your website. And using the exact same numbers that I used before, if 2% convert into becoming an email lead, that's 400 email leads per month. That's 400 that go into email drip system 1, 20% convert, which ends up being 80 sales leads per month. And then 80 of those email leads are put into that email drip system number 2. And then once again, 25%, so 75% don't go ahead, 25% do. So that's 20 new customers you have per month coming through the business. And so just using the exact same numbers again, so an average sale price of $500,000 for a new home build, that's $10 million revenue per month you could be generating in the business, and that's $1 million profit per month based on a profit margin of 10%. So obviously your numbers are going to be different, but you could plug in your own numbers into this formula and see how it comes out. And so this is what I wanted to show you guys, what this system's capable of doing by implementing it using some hard data. And so it's really actually a really simple system. All you're doing is you're providing value to people when they come to your website. So instead of just giving them information that they can just read about on the website and then a lot of people just leave, like 98% of people just leave the website, you're giving people lots of value by giving them a specific lead magnet that's specific to what they want. So for the energy efficient niche, you might have something like the energy efficient home building guide, right? But for your particular business, you could have anything that specifically relates to your business. So it's all about just giving people value and then nurturing the relationship to build trust and credibility with them so that they eventually buy from you. And so that you can automate the process more, so you don't have to actually be part of the process so much, and you just have to take care of the actual sales consultation, but the rest of it's taken care of by the actual system that's put in place. So that's the end of the presentation. If anything, working with me, I do some consulting with a small group of builders and renovators, and I can help you guys out getting either more website traffic, or I can help you guys out getting more building leads by implementing this system in your business. Or I can also do things like building an industry authority website for you if you think your website needs work. And so you can just email me on chris@snowyjoey.com.au to get in touch. Or if you just want to reach out for a chat as well, or just ask me any questions, that's cool as well. Just reach out, ask me any questions you have, and I'll be happy to answer them. But right now, I'll just take